What's going on, y'all? This is IT Mikey here, and we are back for day 2 out of 365. And today we're going to be going over Java primitive types and comprehensive testing for them. So here's my project structure. We have Variables.java for the production code, and I have 9 separate classes representing each data type. I tried to organize the test suite to look exactly like how a real test suite would look. So here's Variables.java. I organized it by data type, byte, short, int, long, float, double, char, and boolean. For each type, I have methods returning the minimum value, the maximum value, and 0. Down at the bottom are helper methods to help with validation. For example, is byte in range, checks if a value fits in the byte before converting. We also have rFloats equal method that's used for floating point comparison with tolerance. These are some of the simple tests that would prevent common bugs. So now let's look at ByteTest, which has 5 tests just for the byte data type. We're testing the minimum value, the maximum value, 0, range validation, and in addition. Here's the test byte and range method. This test is designed to test the values at the boundaries, which is negative, 128, 0, and 127. We're also testing invalid values that will overflow, for example, 128 and negative 129. This is what we would consider edge case testing. So most tutorials would just leave it at byte goes to negative 28 and 127, and I'm drawing up these tests just to kind of belabor the point and show you how to do exhaustive testing with this, even though it's something that's regarded as something that's simple and small. So moving on, we're going to follow the same pattern with int test. Long test also has 5 tests it's going to test along, but the float and double tests are a little bit different. My true objective here is to use tolerance-based comparison with these. Basically, you can't just use equals equals. That makes sense. Put it equals equals with floating point numbers. For example, 0.1 plus 0.2 doesn't equal 0.3 in math language or computer math. So I wrote rFloats equal with a tolerance parameter to safely compare. Alright, now we're going to move on to the last test class, which is the type compatibility test. This test type widens conversions. We're going byte to short, which is safe. There's no data loss there. We're doing int to long, which is also safe. And float to double, which is also safe. These are implicit conversions that Java allows. Interestingly, the opposite direction, which requires explicit casting, and you can lose data. So now we're going to run all the tests. So I'm typing here mvn clean test. Well, I want to clear out first and then write mvn clean test. And there's a summary. So we have total test run 45, failures are 0, errors are 0. All green. So basically what I'm trying to showcase here is test-driven development, right? I'm not just doing this hoping that the code works. I'm testing for every edge case, not every edge case, but edge cases, and testing the boundaries as much as possible. And with that being completed, that is day 2 completed. Some key takeaways from this that I had revisiting this is 1, you have to organize tests by concern. As you can see, separate files keep things clean and maintainable, which is great. Secondly, it's to, what I'm doing, just showcasing this is the test boundaries, right? You don't just want to test the happy paths. And lastly, or the third point, is that floating point math requires tolerance-based comparison. So we have, again, 45 tests that are all passing. And tomorrow I'm going to be building a calculator. This also going to have comprehensive test coverage, and I'm going to try to dig deep and get as many tests written as possible for this, because again, my goal here is to showcase not just what it is to do good production code, which I am learning, I'm actively learning at the same time, but also to do some exhaustive testing as much as possible. And the reason why is because you want to make sure that, from what I hear and what I've experienced, that you want to ship code that is as error-free as possible by doing this, by having an exhaustive testing practice in place. That's all I have for you all today. I want you all to follow me on this journey. Come back tomorrow for day 3, and I got more coming your way. Take care. Peace.